Hey, what's happening, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Good to see you. How are we all doing? What a weekend I've just had. Done really well this weekend, made a nice bit of dough. Quick turnaround tomorrow. We're back on business in the Premier League, game week 15. Before I get into them, you know what to do now. Like the video if you want, subscribe if you want. You haven't got to, but I appreciate it if you do. Not waste any time with these. Go through them as quick as I can. First game tomorrow. We've got Wolves v Burnley. This is a rough one. Wolves haven't beat Burnley since 2018. That's fucking mad. I didn't realise that. 8 of the last 10 times these have played have seen under 2.5 goals. A few more stats for you. The last 6 Wolves games have seen 3 or more goals. 8 of the last 9 Burnley games have seen 3 or more. Wolves haven't scored against Burnley the last 3 times these have played, which is equally as crazy to me. Wolves have lost the last 2 in the league. Burnley did beat Sheffield 5-0, but they had 10 men. That's probably the only win they'll probably get all season. They did lose 7 on the bounce before that match. Both teams have scored in the last 10 Wolves games. They've had no clean sheet in the last 12. Conceded the first goal in the last 6. I can't see a world where Burnley go to Molineux and beat these. I really don't. I mean, looking at the previous history on these, you'd go, well, they never beat them, but come on. Are we really thinking Burnley are going to take points off Wolves tomorrow? I'm not so sure. I think the likes of Hwang Hee-chan, Mateus Cunha, if he starts, will fucking bully these. I could only be looking at a Wolves win. Both teams to score if you want to play it safe, but I wouldn't bank on it. See what the odds are. You might get decent odds just for Wolves to win. I'd keep an eye on that one. Game number 2. So these are the 2 for tomorrow. We've got 2 tomorrow, 4 on Wednesday, 2 on Thursday. Next one is dead easy. Nothing to say about this. Luton v Arsenal. Arsenal have won 5 in a row. Easiest pick of the fucking card. Easiest pick of the slate. Gotta be Arsenal. Arsenal win this game all day. Over 2.5 goals as well. They'll pepper these. I would love Luton to get something against Arsenal. That would be great for me. Do I think it's going to happen? No, I'm not daft. Arsenal will be too much for these, surely, if they're that team anyway. If they're going to chase the title to the very end again, they beat Luton. Nice and easy. Game number 3. This is a good one. This is a really good one to break down. Brighton v Brentford. So 5 of the last 7 Brentford matches have seen 3 or more. 6 of the last 8 Brighton games have actually seen under 2.5. But both teams have scored in 5 of the last 7 Brighton games. Brentford tend to score first. More so they have been doing it lately. 6 of the last 8 they've bagged the first goal. What's happened to Brighton, man? What's happened to this team? Like, they started so well as well. They started the season off to a flyer. I know they've had injuries and that, but I don't know. They did get beat by Chelsea on the weekend. Chelsea had 10 men. Brentford managed to win against Luton, but they were getting beat for a short period of time there. They won that 3-1. I expected nothing less. Brentford have won 4 of the last 6 games. Brighton have won 1 of the last 8 in the Premier League. Like I said, what has happened to them? That is so worrying. That is cause for concern for Brighton there. 1 in 8. I'm not really asked after playing at home. I cannot be betting at Brighton, especially in that form. If you want to take Brentford double chance, I imagine you get decent odds on that. I can't see Brentford being a massive favourite, especially away to Brighton. Like, I can see this being a trap game with the bookies, but both teams to score. I think both teams will definitely score in this. Brighton just can't defend for shit anymore. Wait and see who's playing. You know what you get with Brentford, don't you? Like, them players are fit all the time. I don't think anyone's out. I'm not sure who's back for Brighton. I know you've been missing the likes of Lewis Dunk and Solly March for quite some time, but They're just the shell of the team they were last season. And they lost what, McAllister and Caicedo. Caicedo's been garbage. McAllister's been, playing out of position for us, but fantastic player nonetheless. But they've replaced them, haven't they? Like McAllister and Caicedo went out, and they've just brought in like Enciso and Dahoud, and they weren't struggling at the start of the season. Is what I'm trying to say. Really struggling now. Brentford to win or draw. Play it safe with both teams to score. Game number 4. I've got nothing for this. I usually leave one or two out. I've only left this one out on the slate, but it's Palace v Bournemouth. I've got nothing. Both teams to score. That's all I've got. Like, Palace win or draw. I can't see Bournemouth getting a win, especially on the road. They're not the best road team, are they? Let's just face it. Palace win or draw. Both teams to score. Game number 5. I haven't got much for this one either. I don't think I'm going to be betting. This is Fulham v Nottingham Forest. Both of these have had one win in the last 5. And uh, look, Fulham played really well against us. I thought they played really well defensively. We weren't really making much happen. Luis Diaz was very quiet. Nunes was very quiet. Salah having one of them games where, we tend to struggle to create anything, but nonetheless, they ended up folding in the end. That was always going to happen. Forest have lost 3 in a row. They did get beat by Everton at home. That was a shocking performance. No sense of urgency whatsoever from Nottingham Forest. They only tried in like the last 10 minutes. So, not happy with that. No clean sheet in the last 10 for Fulham. No clean sheets in the last 3 for Forest. Fulham's, like 4 of the last 5 Fulham games have seen 3 or more. Both teams have scored in 5 of the last 6, and you've conceded the first goal in 5 of the last 7. I don't know if you want to be backing Forest to do anything away from home here. Especially Fulham played really well against Wolves, played really well against us. I can only imagine they'll be a bit disappointed not to come away with the 3 points at Anfield. Like it was on 10 more minutes. They'd either ungone, they'd have done it, but I just don't know. Don't know how I feel about putting me money on Fulham, but it'd have to be them or not. And in this one, Fulham win or draw. See what the odds are like. Game number 6, Sheffield United versus Liverpool. Easy for me. Easy for me. Especially after watching that Fulham game. Look, mate, I've been watching this team week in, week out for the past, 20 odd years now. I know it's not as long as some people. Some people have been watching it for 30, 40. People have been watching them since the 70s. Respect to that, but 20 years is long enough to know what you're talking about with these. That was fantastic. Performances like that, like I've seen us play brilliant football over the years, but performances like that, you can probably count on one hand or probably the two. You don't get many like that. You don't, and that's a seminal point in it in this entire season for them. It really is. It's such a crucial game to win. If you go out and win that game 2-0, fair play. Klopp would probably prefer that. I know the fans would like it. I wouldn't have argued with it, but to come back and win that game, that just gave me vibes of when Arsenal played Bournemouth last season. That's what winners do. Mentality monsters strike again. 6 of the last 7 Sheffield games, seen 3 or more goals. 4 of our last 5 have seen 3 or more. Both teams have scored in 5 of the last 7 games for both of these teams. Sheffield United are garbage. Garbage. Paul Eckenbottom's just been sacked as well. That's a shame, but they've done fuck all, haven't they? They have one win all season, just not good enough. I can't see anything but a nice, comfortable win for Liverpool here. I imagine the odds are going to be fucking awful for them as well. Don't really know where the value is on this. Liverpool to score in both halves, something like that. Probably both teams to score as well, because as we all know, we struggle with defending too. You probably get really good odds on that. Both teams to score, go for it. But I reckon we fucking throttle these. Yeah, all day. Got 3 more, so game number 7. This is a really good one. I can't wait for this as well. Aston Villa versus Man City. Man City have had 3 draws in a row now. 3 points out of 9. That's unheard of for them. Unbeaten in the last 9, to be fair. Villa unbeaten in the last 5. No clean sheet in the last 10 games for Aston Villa. Same with Man City. They've been shipping a lot of goals lately, haven't they? 4 against Chelsea, all right. 1 against us, 3 against Spurs. Man, what the fuck's going on? It doesn't seem to be something that Pep's getting his head around either. He just can't seem to figure it out. It's fucking great. Um, last 5 Villa games have seen 3 or more goals. 8 of the last 9 City games have seen 3 or more. Both teams have scored in Villa's last 5, and 5 of the last 6 for City. Both teams have scored also. I would love Aston Villa to beat these. If Aston Villa are going to win a game against City, it's going to be now. It's going to be this season. That City team is there for the taking, in it, all day. City haven't been beat by Aston Villa in the last 15 games. That's crazy. That's crazy. Not a single win for Villa in 15 meetings. There's been 3 or more goals in 8 of the last 10 times these have played, and both teams have scored the 5 last times these have played. Take your pick on this one. It's like shooting fish in a barrel, innit? City will win this probably. I won't be betting on them to win. I'm just going to take goals. Both teams to score. Ollie Watkins fucking gets something against these. You just know he will. Over 2.5. Goal both halves, whatever. Both teams to score. Take your pick. Couldn't talk it off any one of them. And what else have we got? Oh no, we've got another 3 actually. So, Man U, Chelsea. Another good game. Man U have won 3 of the last 5. Chelsea have won 2 of the last 5 in the league. 4 of Chelsea's last 5 games seen 3 or more goals. Both teams to score. 4 of the last 5 for Chelsea as well. Also, no clean sheet in the last 4 games for Chelsea. They've been fucking awful this year. I just can't bring myself to watch this team. Like, this team has bored me for years now. Man United, at least they'll give you some entertainment when they get beat, you know what I mean? Chelsea are just a fucking boring team. Don't set out to win matches, and they haven't done for years. They're more concerned with not getting beat than what they are winning, if you know what I mean. Uh, Man U usually the first to score here, aren't they? Like, they haven't actually Chelsea haven't actually beat United in the last 6 games. 5 of the last 6 games as well. I've seen under 2.5. Both teams have scored in 4 of the last 5. Man U beat them 4-1 at the end of last season. You know, the last 5 games before that 4-1 victory to United have all been draws. 3-1-1s, 2-0-0s. I don't think Chelsea go down to Old Trafford and get 3 points here. I really don't. If it was the reverse fixture, I'd be taking Chelsea all day because Man United are fucking garbage away from home. But nah, see what the odds are like. Man United to win or draw, you can't go wrong with that. I just don't think Chelsea win. I really don't. Moving on, game number 9, second to last, Everton v Newcastle. 3 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw for both of them. Newcastle, no losses in the last 3. 5 of the last 6 have seen under 2.5. You've actually scored the first goal, 6 of the last 8. Everton have actually scored the first goal as well, 5 of their last 6. Don't know. Don't know. Hey, Newcastle are good, aren't they? Newcastle are a solid team, like very hard to break down, but I was saying this in work today. Everton aren't that shit, are they? I know that they've struggled the past 2 seasons, but that Everton team isn't as shit as what you think it is, and especially as what the bookies think it is, just because they're down there. They're only there because of that point deduction. I don't really know where they'd be without it, but I'm guessing he'd be like 12th, 11th if he hadn't had that. So, like I said, don't let that table fool you. Everton are nowhere near as bad as what you think. I know I said it in the last video, and I'll say it again as well. It's going to be like this for a while. Goodison Park's going to be one of the last places you'll want to play as an away team. Both teams to score in this. I can see it. I can see both teams scoring in this one 100%. Reality being, if Newcastle are what they say they are or what they claim to be, there's no way they get beat by Everton. There's no way they get beat by Everton, especially after the statement they've just made. We've just beat Man United. You can't go to Goodison Park and get whooped by these. You really can't. But who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? Anything can happen in the footy, as we all know. Both teams to score look solid, I think. It really does. Can't go wrong with that. Last game, another banger. This will be a great match. This it always is. Spurs v West Ham. Now, Spurs have won 1 in the last 5. West Ham have won 2 of the last 5. West Ham are actually unbeaten in the last 5 games as well. Like, this is including the what are they in? The fucking Conference League, Europa. Yeah, they're in the Conference League. I think. Spurs no wins in the last 4. Although that game against City on the weekend, that's just as good as a win. I think that's well more like a win to Spurs than it is to City. Both teams have scored in Spurs' last 5. Both teams have scored in 5 of the last 7 West Ham games. I see goals in this. I really do. Goal each half, probably over 2.5. West Ham usually bag first. 4 of the last 5, they've done that. Spurs usually the first to score as well. They've scored first in the last 8. I just can't see West Ham beating Tottenham. I really can't. Especially after that performance they've just put in against City. Although that first half, they were poor defensively. They were shite at the back. Nonetheless, they got the point. Well more than enough for everyone. It was brilliant for the league. I was well made up for Spurs. They're going to be hyped after that game. You've got to imagine they're going to be hyped after that game. They've got to be saying to themselves, come on, fellas, we're playing at home. Look at that. 1 win in 5. You can't get beat by West Ham. Can't get beat by West Ham. Can you trust Spurs with an outright win? I'm not so confident with that. I'd be looking at a goal each half. Or probably cards. Got a decent little card boost on the when Spurs played City, so that's usually guaranteed when they play. Some dirty fuckers play on that team. Yeah. Take some cards, probably the over on the cards, see what the line is. Can't see West Ham winning. Maybe take Spurs to win. Let me know what you're doing. That's all of them. That's all of them. 10 of the best. Well, say 10 of the best. Not all of them are as appealing as one another. Officials. What have I got? I don't even know what I've got. I definitely haven't got a price for them. I'll be looking at Wolves to beat Burnley. I really would. Wolves to beat Burnley or both teams to score. I'm looking at Arsenal to beat Luton and over 2.5 goals. Brighton, Brentford, I'm not sure what I'm doing on that one. Maybe I'm tempted to take Brentford, win or draw. Hang fire on that. Palace and Bournemouth, probably not going to bet on this. Both teams to score or Palace win or draw if you're going for it. Fulham and Forest, I could only be looking at Fulham. Fulham to win, Fulham win or draw, see what the odds are saying. Can't go wrong. I'm taking Liverpool to absolutely obliterate Sheffield United. Liverpool to win over 2.5 goals. Even both teams to score looks like a juicy little play. I'd have a go at that. Over 2.5 goals. Villa, Man City, yeah. Maybe even over 3.5. We'll see. We'll see. Definitely goals in that one. Both teams to score as well. Looks decent. Couldn't talk it off that. I'll take Man United to win or draw against Chelsea. Both teams to score. I don't know. I don't know whether I'm betting it. Everton v Newcastle, both teams to score. I'm not confident in it. Spurs to win or draw against West Ham, over 2.5. Yeah. All day. Can't go wrong with that. I probably won't bet that Spurs game. I might just have a look at a little boost on it. That's all. Appreciate you stopping by. Appreciate you watching. Thanks for your time. Let's go get some cash. If you followed them bets that I done on the weekend on Twitter, well, if you're not following me on Twitter, you probably should because I always post them on there. go and have a look at that Paulie Sports, the same as the channel. Yeah, appreciate you. Take care, take it easy, take care of yourself, take care of one another, and yeah, enjoy the football. Nice one. See you in a bit.